Guys, hope my audio is very clear and you're able to see the entire board, right? Okay, fine. So yesterday we were talking about moles, isn't it? Right? And I told you mole is just a way of representation of amount, right? So again, I told you that amount can be in three different forms, right? I told you that moles can be represented, moles can be defined in three different ways, right? What are they? Can someone tell me what are the three ways by which I'll be able to define moles?
Mass or weight.
Okay.
Volume, number of particles.
Exactly. So thank you. Right. So these three are the ways. These three are the ways by which I'll be able to define what is number of moles. At last class, I told you how are we going to define. How are we going to define the moles in terms of mass or weight? Right. So can someone tell me what was the definition in terms of mass or weight? Guys, what was the definition of moles in terms of mass?
1 mole of any substance at standard temperature, at standard pressure will weigh exactly its atomic mass or molecular mass.
Exactly, correct, right? So as she said, right, 1 mole of any substance at STP, right, 1 mole of any substance at STP, right, will weigh exactly its atomic mass or molecular mass, right? So we even saw examples, right? Say 1 mole of hydrogen gas. If I say 1 mole of hydrogen gas, can you tell me what will be the weight? 1 mole of hydrogen gas, what will be the weight? Hydrogen gas is H2, isn't it? Right. So what will be the weight of 1 mole of hydrogen gas? Just go by the definition I told. Just now we told that 1 mole of any gas will weigh exactly its molecular mass or atomic mass. So what is the answer now?
2 grams.
Exactly. Atul is right. So it is going to be 2 grams, isn't it? So because H2 is there, right? So I know that one hydrogen atom will have 1 gram, 2 hydrogen atoms will have 2 grams. So 1 mole of H2 will weigh 2 grams, isn't it? Right. So that was the definition, isn't it? 1 mole of anything will weigh exactly its atomic mass or molecular mass, right? So for this particular chapter, you need to know the atomic masses of almost all the elements, right? Please, you have to know. And majority of the cases, atomic numbers will be equal to mass numbers. Okay, 99% of cases. Okay, so please know the atomic atomic masses of almost all the elements. You have to know it, right? Sometimes they might give you in the question, sometimes they might not give, right? If they don't give, just because you don't know that particular thing, the entire problem you will not be able to, even though it is going to be very, very easy. Is it understood? Okay, fine. So last class we defined in terms of mass. Now I told you three ways by which I'll be able to do. Now second way, now I'm going to do it in terms of number of particles. Okay. Now please understand this particles. If I say it is going to be a general term, right? Now if I go into the specifics, right? So these particles can be of 3 types, right? They can be in the form of atoms, right? Or they can be in the form of molecules, or they can be in the form of ions, right? They can be in the form of molecules, I mean atoms or molecules or ions, right? Now when should I use atoms, when should I use molecules, and when should I use ions? It's again very simple. I have to use atoms if only one element is present, right? I have to use atoms when only one of the element is present. Say 1 mole of sodium, 1 mole of lithium, 1 mole of carbon atom, I mean 1 mole of carbon, right? So whenever like that thing happens, you have to use atoms. Only one element is there, right? and molecules must be used when I go for compounds, right? Say 1 mole of methane, 1 mole of carbon dioxide, 1 mole of aluminium sulfate, like that. Whenever you have compounds present, at that time I have to speak in terms of molecules. And obviously ions, I have to speak specifically in terms of ionic compounds. And we know what all ionic compounds, whichever has cations and anions separately, right? So at that time I have to speak in terms of ions whenever you have ionic compounds, right? So now we'll go for the definition, right? So now the definition goes like this: 1 mole of any substance at STP, 1 mole of any substance at STP will have 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles, right? 1 mole of any substance at STP will have 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 number of particles. Are you able to understand? Right. So again, this is in general very particles, right? Say for example, I say 1 mole of iron, right? I say that I have 1 mole of iron, right? So 1 mole of iron, now I'm asking you how many iron atoms are there, because only one element is there, so now I have to use atoms, right? So I told you 1 mole of anything will have this many number of particles, right? So obviously 1 mole of iron will have 6.023 number of iron atoms, right? The 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 number of iron atoms. Okay, now this 6.023 and into 10 to the power 23, I'm going to give it a special name. This can be called as Avogadro number. This is what is called as Avogadro number. The 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. This is called as Avogadro number. And I'll be able to, there's a short way of representing this number. So this can be represented as N subscript A. Capital N subscript A. Right? So so Na means Avogadro number and the value is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, fine. Now if I have, now for your for your school, generally you will not be able, you cannot write the value as 6 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, but if you're gonna go for competitive exams, JEE, NEET and all that, you can use this number as 6 into 10 to the power 23 itself. Okay, you can use this number as instead of 6.023, use 6 into 10 to the power 23, because calculation now becomes easier if it's not a decimal value, it's a whole number. Understood? Right. Okay. So now we saw an example in terms of element. Now we'll take compounds and see how it goes. Okay, so say I have 1 mole of methane, CH4. Okay, I have 1 mole of methane. Now I should not speak about atoms, I should speak in terms of molecules, right? So 1 mole of methane, if the question is how many molecules of methane are there in 1 mole, right? I should say that there are Avogadro number of molecules of methane, CH4, right? There are going to be Avogadro number of molecules of CH4, right? Say now if I tell you there are 12 into 10 to the power, or say I have 24 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of carbon dioxide, right? What is the number of moles of carbon dioxide? Can anyone tell me? I have 24 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of carbon dioxide. Now I'm asking you how many moles of carbon dioxide. Quickly tell me. Exactly. Now I know 1 mole of carbon dioxide will have Avogadro number of atoms, that is 600. I mean, this is just a approximate value. Okay. So 1 mole of carbon dioxide will have 6 into the power 23. So obviously only 4 moles. 6 into 4 will become 24. So 4 moles of carbon dioxide I have. Okay. Now I'll be able to, now whenever is a, okay. Now tell me, what is the difference between an atom and a molecule? Or say, can I say that molecules are going to be made up of so many number of atoms? Isn't it? Molecules are going to be made up of so many number of atoms, 2 or more atoms combined together to form molecules, isn't it? Right. Now, for the same question, I have 1 mole of CH4, right? And I know that I have Avogadro number of molecules of CH4. If I ask you, in 1 mole of CH4, totally how many atoms are there? Right, in 1 mole of CH4, how many atoms are there? Okay, now for that, what you have to do? I have to go for one single molecule of CH4 and check how many atoms are there. Right, now I can easily say that in 1 molecule of CH4, I have 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. Right, I have 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. Totally how many atoms? 5 atoms in 1 molecule of CH4. Please do not confuse between molecule and mole. Molecule is a collection of atoms. Mole is the amount. Okay, so I'm telling you that in 1 molecule of CH4, I have 5 atoms. 1 carbon atom and 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms, right? So this is the number of molecules now. So if I see in 1 mole of CH4, the total number of atoms, can you tell me what will be the answer? Can you tell me? Little bit, if you use your mind, you'll be able to tell me.
Into Avogadro.
Exactly, correct. Wonderful. It's obviously going to be 5 into Avogadro number, because 1 molecule contains 5 atoms. How many molecules I have now? I have Avogadro number of molecules, each molecule having 5 atoms. So obviously, total number of atoms present would be 5 into Avogadro number. This is total number of atoms. So now tell me, in 1 mole of CH4, how many hydrogen atoms are there? In 1 mole of CH4, how many hydrogen atoms are there?
4.
Exactly, correct. I know in 1 molecule of CH4, I have 4 hydrogen atoms, and I have this many molecules of CH4 in 1 mole, each having 4. So I would say number of hydrogen atoms in 1 mole, in this case, will be 4 into Avogadro number. Simple, isn't it? Fine. Now you have understood that 2 definitions are there. Till now you have seen 2 definitions of moles, isn't it? One in terms of mass, one in terms of number of particles. Okay. Okay. Now before seeing that, we'll take an ionic compound also and check. And then we'll go for some crazy problems. Okay. Say I have 1 mole of aluminium sulfate, Al2SO4 thrice. Right? Now, the simple question is, how many molecules of aluminium sulfate I have? Now only I told you that I'm going to have Avogadro number of aluminium sulfate, molecules of aluminium sulfate, Avogadro number of molecules of aluminium sulfate. Okay. Now, if I have to speak in terms of ions, now last time you spoke in terms of atoms. Now this time I'll be able to speak in terms of ions. Now quickly think and tell me, in 1 mole of aluminium sulfate, what is the number of Al3 plus ions? What is the number of Al3 plus ions? Quickly tell me.
Into number of Avogadro number.
Sorry.
2 into Na.
2 into Avogadro number. Correct, isn't it? Now aluminium sulfate, if I dissociate, what will I get? 2 moles of aluminium, 2 aluminium 3 plus and 3 sulfate ions, SO4 2 minus. Right. So in 1 molecule of aluminium sulfate, I have 2 aluminium ions and 3 sulfate ions, isn't it? So obviously I have this many molecules of aluminium sulfate, each having 2 aluminum ions or 2 aluminum atoms. In this case, atoms or ions will mean the same, isn't it? Atoms are going to be in the form of ions now, right? So I have this many molecules of aluminum sulfate, each having 2 aluminum ions. So number of aluminum ions will be 2 into Avogadro number. Same way, if I want to find what is the number of sulfate ions, SO4 2 minus, what is it going to be? 3 into Avogadro number, because in one molecule of aluminum sulfate, I have 3 sulfate ions, and how many molecules I have? Avogadro number of molecules I have, each having 3. So 3 into Avogadro number, isn't it? Now quickly tell me, in 1 mole of aluminum sulfate, how many oxygen atoms I have? Right, I'm asking about number of oxygen atoms. How many? Quickly tell me.
2 Avogadro's number.
Sorry?
12 into Avogadro's number.
Exactly. Now how 12 into Avogadro number? Now you can see that I have only, right? Okay. So you can see that number of oxygen atoms in 1 molecule of aluminum sulfate is 12. 4 into 3, isn't it? Number of oxygen atoms is 4 into 3. 12 oxygen atoms are there in 1 molecule of aluminum sulfate, isn't it? So total number of atoms in Avogadro number of molecules of aluminum sulfate, each having 12 oxygen atoms, would be 12 into Avogadro number. Understood? Right? Fine. Same way, I'll be able to tell that what is the number of sulfur atoms in this. I can say that number of sulfur atoms is going to be, I know in 1 molecule of aluminum sulfate, I have 3 sulfur atoms. So the total number of atoms of sulfur in 1 mole of aluminum sulfate would be 3 into Avogadro number in this case. Okay, fine. Now you have understood how is it going to be, how are you going to deal with number of particles with respect to moles, right? Okay. Now, please understand that now the 2 definitions I saw with respect to the number of particles and with respect to mass, I will be able to connect them. Okay. Now say, now please know this, 1 mole is equivalent to the atomic mass or the molecular mass, and this is equivalent to the Avogadro number. These things are connected now. Okay. Now, so let me ask you a question. Right. I have 88 grams of carbon dioxide. Okay, I have 88 grams of carbon dioxide. What is the total number of molecules of carbon dioxide? Quickly tell me. Right, I have 88 grams of carbon dioxide. I want to know how many molecules of carbon dioxide are there. Calculate and tell me now.
Two into Na.
Correct. 2 into Na. How is it going to be 2 into Na? Now, okay. Now, before this, I forgot to give you a formula for number of moles with respect to the number of particles. First, we'll see that, then I'll answer this question. So, number of moles, I already gave you one formula for in terms of mass. Number of moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass, isn't it? So, given in the same way, in this case, I have given number of particles divided by the Avogadro number. This is the formula with respect. This is the formula for number of moles with respect to number of particles. Given number of particles divided by the Avogadro number. Okay. Now again, you can go by either by logic or I'll be able to go by the formula. Either way, I'll get the same answer. Okay, fine. But I would suggest you to go with respect for number of moles with respect to mass. Yes, you can go by the formula. But for number of particles, I would highly suggest to go by the logic. Go by the definition. Okay, fine. Now we'll try to answer this question. Okay. Okay. Now they say that I have 88 grams of carbon dioxide. Okay. Now, first of all, if I have 1 mole of carbon dioxide, what it will weigh? It is going to weigh exactly its atomic mass or molecular mass. This is a compound, isn't it? And I know 1 mole of carbon dioxide will have the molecular weight of 44 grams, isn't it? Or you can use the formula: number of moles is equal to given mass, that is 88 grams, divided by the molecular mass, which is 44 grams. So how many number of moles I have? 2 moles of carbon dioxide I have, right? Now what they're asking, how many number of molecules of carbon dioxide I have in 88 grams of carbon dioxide. Now I found out that the number of moles is 2. So for 1 mole of carbon dioxide, I have Avogadro number of molecules of carbon dioxide. So if I have 2 moles, X. So what will be the answer? 2 into Avogadro number of molecules of carbon dioxide. Are you able to understand? Okay, fine. One more question. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you taking this down? Right. So N is equal to 88 divided by 44, which is 2 moles, right? And 1 mole will have Avogadro number. So 2 moles will have X. So X is basically 2 into Avogadro number. 2 into Avogadro number. That is the answer for this question. Okay, fine. We'll move on. Okay, fine. Fine. The question, take down the question. Write the question down. Find the number of hydrogen atoms. Find the number of hydrogen atoms in 8 grams of methane. Find the number of hydrogen atoms in 8 grams of methane. Quickly tell me the answer. I'm not asking about the molecules, I'm asking about the number of hydrogen atoms in methane. 8 grams of methane I have, and I want to know what is the number of hydrogen atoms. I don't think you should be taking this much time. Sorry? 32 into Na. I don't think that is the answer. I said methane, CH4. Did you do it correctly? I think who answered? Atul or Anand? Someone answered. Atul, did you take, I don't know, anybody, did you take methane or ethane? I said methane, M, CH4. Is all of you even trying? I have totally 15 to 16 participants. Yes, correct. 2 into 10 to the power, 2 into the Avogadro number is correct. Yes. Atul, you're right. Right. So it's better that you talk to me, Kanna. I'll not be able to look into the chat. Whenever you want to answer, plus unmute yourself and tell me the answer. Okay, let everybody hear. Okay, fine. So I asked you that I have 8 grams of CH4. I'm asking you, what is the number of hydrogen atoms? That is what I asked you. Isn't it? Right? 1 second. Okay, fine. Now first let me calculate the number of moles. Okay, now number of moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass. Given mass is 8, and you can calculate the molecular mass. For carbon it is 12, and for hydrogen it is 1, and there are 4 hydrogen atoms, so 12 plus 4 is 16. So can I say I have 0.5 moles or 1 by 2 moles, whatever it is, 0.5 moles I have. Now go to the store. Now go to your mole concept. Go by your definition. 1 mole of CH4 contains. Now directly I can do in terms of hydrogen atoms, but still, right? Now I'll do in terms of molecules. Then I'll go for hydrogen atoms. Okay. Now 1 mole of CH4 contains Avogadro molecules, right? And each molecule I can say that they have 4 hydrogen atoms, right? Each molecule of CH4 has 4 hydrogen atoms. So can I say in 1 mole of CH4, the number of hydrogen atoms is 4 into Avogadro number, right? Number of hydrogen atoms is 4 into Avogadro number, correct? Now what they're asking, if I have 0.5 moles, what will be the value, what will be the number of hydrogen atoms in 0.5 moles or in 8 grams, isn't it? Now how will be the answer? For 1 mole it is 4 into Avogadro number. For 0.5 moles it is going to be 2 into Avogadro number. Very simple. Everybody understood? Right. Now I want everybody, if at all you understood, please unmute yourself and say me yes. At least for this, open your mouth, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank God everybody is opening their mouths. Okay, see guys, it's not about you telling the answer or not. It is not about giving the correct answer also, but I want you to participate. Okay, because we are not able to see each other like that efficiently. If it's a normal class, I'm with you, there's a lot of difference. I already told you. But since it's an online class, you must participate. Or for me, it will not be boring, definitely, right? But for you guys, at a point of time, it might become boring. Okay, so please do interact. If you don't understand anything, it is your right. You are paying money. You have to clear your doubts. Are you able to understand? Okay, we'll do one more question. Okay, now before doing the question, let me put it this way. Okay, now I have 1 mole of aluminium. Okay, I have 1 mole of magnesium chloride. Okay, I have 1 mole of magnesium chloride. Okay, now the question is, in 1 mole of magnesium chloride, what is the weight of magnesium? Tell me, quickly tell me, anybody. In 1 mole of magnesium chloride, what is the mass of magnesium present? Simple only, right? So now how do you calculate the molecular mass of magnesium chloride? Atomic mass of magnesium is 24, and for chlorine it is 35.5, and 2 chlorine atoms are there. This is what is the molecular mass. No problem, right? Okay, so can I say that in 1 mole of magnesium chloride, total weight of magnesium chloride is whatever the number, say 24 plus 71 will become 24 plus 1 will become 95 grams. Okay, right. But if I ask you, in 1 mole of magnesium chloride, how many grams of magnesiums are there? Very simple, just put the atomic mass of magnesium, right? And if I ask you, in 1 mole of magnesium chloride, how many how much is the weight of chlorine? How much? 35 into 2 will become 71 grams. Are you able to understand? Right? I say that 1 mole of magnesium chloride, I want to know how much individually, how many grams of magnesium is there, how many grams of chlorine is there. Very simple. I have 1 magnesium, so 24 grams, and how many chlorine? 2 chlorine, so 71 grams. Right? So like this also question can be asked. Okay, now we'll do this kind of question. Right? Okay, we'll do this. Okay. Now, take down the question. In a sample of ammonia, what is the formula for ammonia? Anybody? What is the formula for ammonia?
NH3.
Correct. NH3.
NH3.
Yes. Correct. Right. So write down the question. Right. For in a sample of ammonia, it is found that 9 grams of hydrogen is there. In a sample of ammonia, 9 grams of hydrogens. It is found that there are 9 grams of hydrogens. A sample of ammonia, it is found that there are 9 grams of hydrogen. Okay. First question, what is the number of moles of ammonia? What is the number of moles of ammonia? Second question, what is the number of hydrogen atoms? Second question, what is the number of hydrogen atoms? Okay, can you do it? Now answer this question. In 1 mole of ammonia, what is the grams of hydrogen? What is the weight of hydrogen in 1 mole of ammonia? Just same thing what we did here.
3 grams.
Exactly.
3 grams.
Correct. So I have NH3. So if I have 1 mole of ammonia, I have 3 hydrogen atoms. So three particles of hydrogen are there. Definitely it will contain 3 grams. Okay. Now you can easily find the number of moles now. So 1 mole of ammonia will have 3 grams of hydrogen. Right. So what they're asking you, if I have 9 grams of hydrogen, how many moles? How many moles?
3 moles.
Correct. So 1 mole contains 3. So definitely 3 moles will contain 9. Right. Now tell me the number of hydrogen atoms. Now you have found out the number of moles. Work with moles. Number of moles is you found it as 3 moles. Yes. How many hydrogen atoms? I don't think you'll be taking this much time. It's easy, right?
3 into Na.
3 into Na. Are you sure? No. Okay, fine. We'll do this. So if I have 1 mole of NH3, right? If I have 1 mole of NH3, now first tell me how many hydrogen atoms are there. Quickly tell me. In 1 mole of ammonia, how many hydrogen atoms? Quick.
3.
Just 3?
Yes, 3.
Sorry?
3. 3 atoms of hydrogen.
I'm asking in 1 mole. In 1 mole of ammonia, how many hydrogen atoms?
3 into Na.
3 into Avogadro number, because 1 mole of ammonia will contain, first of all, Avogadro number of molecules of ammonia, each molecule having 3 atoms, isn't it? So if I have Avogadro number of atoms, total number of hydrogen atoms would be Avogadro number of hydrogen atoms. Correct, I directly wrote now. 1 mole of ammonia will contain 3 into Avogadro number of hydrogen atoms. So how many moles I have now? 3 moles of ammonia I have. Now how many number of hydrogen atoms now? 9 into Avogadro number of hydrogen atoms. This is the answer, right? 9 into Avogadro number is the answer. Are you able to understand? Okay. So again, I repeat, I just told you that in a sample of ammonia, they found that they have 9 grams of hydrogen. Okay. They're asking you, first, what is the number of moles of ammonia? And second question is, how many hydrogen atoms are there in this particular sample? Okay. Now, for 1 mole of ammonia, I found out that there are going to be 3 grams of hydrogen because there are 3 hydrogen atoms, 3 into atomic mass of hydrogen. So 3 grams of hydrogens are there. Okay. Now, if I have, they're telling if they have 9 grams, how many moles? 3 moles. Okay. Now, first question is answered. I found out the number of moles now. Okay. Now, for 1 mole of ammonia, I have 3 into Avogadro number of hydrogen atoms. How this came? In 1 mole of ammonia, I have Avogadro number of molecules of ammonia. Okay. And each molecule having 3 hydrogen atoms. So total number of hydrogen atoms in 1 mole would be 3 into the Avogadro number of hydrogen atoms. Isn't it? Now what I have? I have 3 moles of ammonia. So obviously I'll have cross multiply and find out. I'll find out that there are 9 into Avogadro number of hydrogens. Are you able to understand? Okay, we'll do one more question. Okay. Okay, take down the question. Okay. In a sample of aluminium chloride, they found that in a sample of aluminium chloride, they found that there are 36, or I would say, 36 into 10 to the power 23. They found that there are 36 into 10 to the power 23 chloride ions. Right? They found that there are 36 into 10 to the power 23 chloride Cl minus ions. Okay. Question is, find the weight of the sample, total weight of the sample. Find the total weight of the sample. Do it and tell me the answer. So they're telling that there are 36. Use the Avogadro number as 6. 6 into 23 for this question alone. Okay. So they're telling that I have 36 into 10 to the power 23 chloride ions in a sample of aluminum chloride. Right? They're asking you what is the weight of the whole sample. I think some of you are calculating. For those of you who are not even touching your notebooks, please don't be lazy. Please take your notebooks and start solving. And try to get the answers. What is the first step? First step is to calculate the number of moles of aluminum chloride percent. If I know the number of moles, use the formula given mass by molecular mass and find out the given mass. In this case, you have to find the given mass.
grams.
Sorry?
37.65 grams.
34.65. Okay, we'll check because I don't have the calculation. I gave you my own questions. We'll check. Okay.
37.
37 grams.
37.65 grams.
37.65. Okay, I'll keep it in mind. We'll check it. Okay, fine. We'll do it. Right. So they are telling I have in a sample of aluminum chloride, AlCl3, right? They are telling that they are going to have what is it? 36 into 10 to the power 23 Cl minus ions they have. That is what they are telling. Okay, fine. Now let me go for the definition. Now in 1 mole of AlCl3, now just don't think and tell me, just tell me that how many chloride ions I'll have. In 1 mole of AlCl3, how many chloride ions? So, sir, it's just not 3. I am telling 1 mole of aluminum. What?
3 into Na.
Correct. So I'll have 3 into Avogadro number of Cl minus ions. No problem, right? Because 1 mole will have Avogadro number of aluminum chloride. Each molecule will have 3 chloride ions. Total chloride ions will be 3 into Avogadro number. Cool. So can I say it's 3 into 6 into 10 to the power 23? Okay. So okay, fine. So now they are telling I have how much? 36 into 10 to the power 23 Cl minus ions. So this number will be what? 18. 3 into Avogadro number will become 18 into 10 to the power 23. Okay. Now what do I have? I have, okay. Now for 36 into 10 to 23, how many moles? Can I easily see if you cross multiply or if you go by the logic? 1 mole 18, dash moles 36. So definitely it is going to be 2 moles. Done. Now you have almost found the answer. Now 2 is equal to given mass, which I don't know, which is what I have to find, divided by molecular mass of aluminum chloride. Right. So remember, for aluminum it is 27, and for chlorine it is 35.5, and I have 3 atoms, so it is 35.5 into 3. Right. So what will become? 27 plus 71 plus 30, 101, 106, 106.5. Right, that is the molecular mass of aluminum chloride, isn't it? 27 for aluminum, each chlorine atom will have 35.5 into 3. If you calculate, it is going to become 106.5. Okay, now you can directly give me the answer. So mass of aluminum chloride will be equal to 2 into 106.5. So it will be 213 grams. Okay, so I think Homer told me that there is 37.65. It's wrong. The answer is 213 grams. Easy, isn't it? I just told you this many chloride atoms are there, and find me what is the mass of the aluminum chloride. Right? One more question. We'll do. Everybody understood? Right?
Oh.
Okay. Fine. Right. Next question. Take it down. Okay. Okay. In a sample of magnesium sulfate, formula is MgSO4. In a sample of magnesium sulfate, MgSO4, they found that there are 12 grams of magnesium present. There are 12 grams of magnesium present. Okay. Find the number of oxygen atoms. Find the number of oxygen atoms. Yes, quickly do it. In the sample of magnesium sulfate, they found that they have 12 grams of magnesium. Right? They're asking you what is the number of oxygen atoms present. Okay, again, the first step is to find the number of moles. Right? What is atomic mass of magnesium? What is the atomic mass of magnesium?
24.
Yeah, 24. Correct. Right? So can I say in 1 mole of magnesium sulfate, I have 24 grams of magnesium? Right? So if I have 12 grams, what is the number of moles now? 0.5. Right? 1 mole of magnesium sulfate will have 24 grams because there's only one magnesium. Right? So they're telling 12 grams. So definitely the number of moles is now 0.5. Right? And now find the number of oxygen atoms. Now in 1 mole of magnesium sulfate, I have 4 into Avogadro number of oxygen atoms. Right? So in 0.5 moles, I have what? 2 into Avogadro number. I don't even have to calculate it. If you become good at it, you don't even have to calculate. In your mind itself, you can calculate and tell me the answer. Right? Did you get 2 into Avogadro number? Anybody got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Good. So we'll do the problem again for you, even though I have told you the answer by mental calculations. Right. So they are telling 12 grams of magnesium is there in some sample of MgSO4. They're asking you what is the number of oxygen atoms. This is what is the question. Correct. Now I'll go by the definition. Now in 1 mole of magnesium sulfate, now I'm dealing with in terms of magnesium's mass. So I know that I have only 1 magnesium. So definitely it is going to have 24 grams of magnesium. No problem. Now what they are telling? They are telling that it has only 12 grams of magnesium. So how many moles of magnesium sulfate I'll have? 0.5 moles. Right? Now that's it. Now again, going in terms of number of atoms of oxygen. So 1 mole of magnesium sulfate, how many oxygen atoms? Totally Avogadro number of molecules of magnesium sulfate. Each molecule having 4 oxygen atoms. Totally how many oxygen atoms now? 4 into Avogadro number of oxygen atoms. Right? So now how many moles I have? I have only 0.5 moles of magnesium sulfate. So how many I'll have? Only 2 into Avogadro number of oxygen. Only 2 into Avogadro. So this is the answer. 2 into 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 is what is the answer. Right? So I think you must have gotten very, very clear how to use the mass, how to use the particles, how to use number of molecules, how to use number of atoms. Right? Hope you're very, very clear. Okay. So please, you can start solving your NCERT book back questions with respect to this. Oh, did you get the NCERT textbooks? Obviously not, isn't it? School didn't start. But what you can do is you can download your NCERT textbooks from Google, right? So you can go for this site, ncert.nic.in, NCERT, or just type in Google NCERT 11th books download. Just type in Google, it will tell you where to go. Okay, you can download the textbook and you can start solving the first chemistries. You will have 2 volumes of chemistry. You will have 2 books for chemistry. Download part 1. Okay, download part 1 of chemistry. Okay, download part 1 of chemistry. In that first chapter, some basic concepts. Go for the book back exercises. You will have so many problems will be there. Try to attempt those problems. Right? But again, on whatever we have learned till now, only in the mole concept. There will be some other concepts, stoichiometry and all will be there. You don't have to attempt all those. Is it okay? Right? And you can ask me your doubts. Have I given you my number, my personal number?
No, sir.
Okay, I will give you my personal number now, because if you solve it, you may get doubts. Okay, so my number is this: 8939219916. This is my number. Okay, 8939219916. Okay, fine. Okay, now we saw only 2 definitions of moles till now. Now we are going to see the number of moles with respect to the third quantity. And what is the third quantity? We saw, sorry, volume. Correct. Yeah, correct. Right. So I am going to see number of moles with respect to this volume. Okay, take down the definition. Now remember, this particular definition is only for gases, right? For liquids and solids, it won't work. It won't work here. Basically, volume generally I'll deal only with gases. Yeah, you can say, sir, volume I deal with liquids also, but this particular definition is only for gases. Okay, take down the definition. 1 mole of any gas at STP. 1 mole of any gas at STP. 1 mole of any gas at STP will occupy a volume of 22.4 liters. 1 mole of any gas at STP will occupy a volume of 22.4 liters. Okay, so what I'm telling you is 1 mole of any gas at STP, obviously, right, will occupy a volume of 22.4 liters. 1 mole of any gas at STP will have a volume of 22.4 liters. Say, for example, I have 1 mole of oxygen gas, O2. What will be the volume? 22.4 liters. 2 moles will have how much is the volume? 44.8 liters. Are you able to understand? So 1 mole, how do you have 1 mole in terms of mass, 1 mole in terms of number of particles, like this? 1 mole of any gas at STP will occupy a volume of 22.4 liters. Okay, so again I'll be able to give you a formula in terms of connecting number of moles and volume. Okay, now this is how it goes. Okay, so number of moles is equal to given volume divided by 22.4 liters. Given volume divide, you're not able to see the divide, it's divided by 22.4 liters. Okay, right? So now water is connected with me. I have 1 mole, 22.4 liters, which is also equal to the molar mass. Molar mass will combine with its basically atomic mass or molecular mass. Molar mass, and that is and all of this is connected to the Avogadro number. So I can ask question connecting any 2 of them or any 3 of them. Right? Say for example, I ask you, I have 88 grams of carbon dioxide. What is the volume of carbon dioxide? Quickly tell me. I have 88 grams of carbon dioxide. What is the volume occupied by this carbon dioxide?
44.2.
Exactly. So I know 1 mole of carbon dioxide, 44 grams. How many moles will be for 88 grams? 2 moles. Correct. So 2 moles of carbon dioxide, 1 mole of carbon dioxide will have 22.4. So 2 moles of carbon dioxide will have 44.8. Exactly. Everybody understood? So anyways, tomorrow we'll solve more problems connecting this. Okay, and we'll venture into the new concept called as stoichiometry. Now I told right in the beginning of the chapter, if I mix this much with this much amount of another reactant, how much will be the product? All that we'll be able to do tomorrow, right? So yeah, be ready for the class, and please, and I request everyone to, like, I can see that it is improving the amount of interaction, but still more I wanted to interact so that the class becomes more and more interesting. Okay, fine. And please don't forget to download the NCERT textbooks. Just put it in your Google as NCERT 11th chemistry book download. You will get the link and download it. Okay, and start solving the questions. Now we can solve the entire moles concept. Understood? Okay, thank you so much. We'll meet again tomorrow. I think there's a class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anyways, we'll see you again. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.